The Devourer of Men. So, a little bit of a backstory. This became available as an ALC, and when I saw the sign up, I was like, I don't know. Dark romantasy, I'm not sure. I asked the question about the triggers, got the triggers, and was like, well, I think I can manage this, but this is like the first book that I have done from this author, and although I have edited many a dark book, it is not the genre that I go to for pleasure, should we say. But I was like, you know what? It's kind of, well, it's a retelling, so you have the crocodile, Captain Hook, and Wendy Darling. So, I mean, is that still considered a Peter Pan retelling? If Peter Pan is not a part of it, I don't know. But anywho, and I was like, since the main games, Captain Hook has kind of been my new thing, and so I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm so glad I did. It was so fun. It's only like 5 hours 19 minutes, I think, so it's a quick listen. And I tell you, it packs a punch in that 5+ hours. We have Hook and Rock, who is the crocodile, and they are kind of like enemies, but are they enemies? Like, there's that tension there, and that tension builds, and we get to see them together. We see them a lot in the first, I want to say, half of the book is primarily those two, which makes perfect sense because, you know, they're the enemies, they are building up, and they are searching for Wendy, so they team up in order to find her. When they find her, it's not quite what they had in mind, and then we have, and there's a moment, and yes, this is spicy, and there's a moment where Wendy walks in and she's given 2 options. You can join or you can watch. And I was like, I don't know which one I wanted to do. Like, what? How is this a choice? And she was like, there's a third option. I could leave. And on one hand, I was like, no, don't leave. And on the other hand, I was like high-fiving that girl. I was like, hell yes. You get to choose. They don't get to tell you what your choices are. And you know me. And I just really enjoyed finding out about these characters and how they're all connected, and the kind of mystery throughout it with Hook, and also the witches, and there's a lot. It does end on a what the no. So I am very excited for the next book, and will definitely be keeping an eye out for that because I want to know what happens next. It's a really fun book. You should do it. I will say, for me, I did think the ending was a little bit bunched together. And so it was kind of like, oh, this is happening, and then all of a sudden it's the epilogue, and it's like, oh, okay, this isn't what I thought was gonna happen. And then we get the epilogue, and it's like, oh, even like more stuff is happening, and it's like, you know, what the hell moment. So definitely a must listen. Stella Hunter, Shane East and Robert Hatchet. They were all absolutely stellar. Like I say, it was mainly the two guys in the beginning, so, and for pretty much the first half, so you had Shane and Rob with a tiny sprinkling of Stella in there, and I love like the dynamic and the different tone voices between Rob and Shane. I did query, like in my mind, you have an American right there, why is Shane just using an American voice? But I then, like, well, this is a different character, and maybe it makes sense for this character to have this different style voice. And then when we finally get Stella, so good. Love her so much, and the different voices that she does for the different types of characters, especially the change in one of them that goes from like meek and quiet and shy to I'm the big bad. And I thought that change that she did was just masterclass. But all of them together was fantastic. There was great banter in this book, especially between Hook and Rock, and I can't say enough about it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's produced by Easthouse Productions, and again, production was great. It was an ALC via Must Love Audio. Definitely check them out. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun.